Hey guys, Steve here from theturtlefollower.com with the strategy session for Monday, October 27th. Hope everyone enjoyed their weekend, caught up on some charts, and got ready for the week with our weekend update and the stock market outlook video that was put out a couple days ago. So let's take a quick look at the market. The S&P 500 futures here, we can see we're pressing right up against the 50-day moving average. All right, we tried to push above it this morning. Didn't happen. We sold off a little bit, and then sure enough closed right pretty much unchanged. I think it was down like a point or two when we finally closed. So you could see that we are hitting some resistance, which isn't surprising. Right, we talked about this in the stock market outlook video. We were expecting to see some kind of resistance at these levels. So for more information, definitely check that video out. You can find it on the website, and it'll give you a little bit more information on what we're looking at with the major indices. The Nasdaq similar, pretty much closed slightly higher today, but you could see that this one has broken the 50-day moving average, so 4,100 was our next potential target. The Dow up a little bit as well. You could see this one is testing the underside of the 50-day moving average and that 16,829 area. All right, so that we were talking about having some resistance, seeing some resistance right around here. But in the same respect, we also talked about the Dow and the actually all four indices bouncing off of this second standard deviation linear regression channel. All right, so you can see that they've bounced off these levels. So it is staying true to its name that it withholds 95% of the moves. You see here we did have a move lower, but at the end of the day, or at the end of the week, it closed back within that channel, and it's bounced since. So that's proving to be some good support, it looks like, and it looks like it's setting us up for a potential move higher. The one concern that we have is this an actual move higher, or is it the start of a lower high and then an eventual move lower? So that's going to take some while to figure out. This still looks like a V-shaped reversal, as much as I didn't think it was going to happen just because of how far down we've come. You could see we went from almost 2,000 down to almost 1,800, 200 points in a matter of a few weeks. And so far we've taken back about 150 of those points. So, again, I was a little concerned that this may, and it could still prove to be a lower high here. But I think if we did come back and retreat, I would be surprised if we went down past this 18 or this 1900 level. Just from looking at it, would look like that would be a logical place to reset and then get another move higher. But we just need to see some kind of consolidation at these levels to at least get an idea of where some support is, where some resistance is. The quicker and faster we go higher, the less structure there is, and the harder it is to gauge anything on a pullback. So let's go through our positions real quick. Apple was down 0.1%, nothing major here. And you could see it's coming up and moving sideways right above resistance. Had some good earnings last week. Still using that 95.06 level as our stop. So not much to really do on that one. It's just a matter of going through it and letting it work. All right, CB, we entered this morning, and we had a nice move today, up 1.22%. Okay, so we entered at the open. We are using this 90.50 area as our stop. So let's actually change that to the stop. Okay, so there's our stop on CB. And again, we were concerned a little bit when we took the trade about this 96.50 level. All right, we had pushed right up to it, and we were concerned if we push through it or if we reverse. But this looks like a great start to our trade. And again, just let this one work. Costco was up 0.37. You could see it's pretty much consolidating at its highs. That's a good sign, as opposed to the last time when it pulled back from its highs. So the longer this consolidates and lets that 50-day moving average catch up, I think the better off this is going to be longer term. We're still waiting on that break over 131. And when we get that, I think we're going to move our stop up to this 122.05. Home Depot up 0.5%. You could see this one barely made a new high today. All right. Again, just some consolidation, and that's not surprising with the type of move it's had. The fact that they're consolidating and not pulling back, and this goes not for just Home Depot, but for a couple others too. The fact that they're consolidating, that sets us up nicely, gives it some time to digest those gains, let some technical averages catch up, whatever it's got to do. But the fact is, the longer these consolidate at the highs, I think the better off we're going to be going forward. Kroger, similar situation. Okay, it's consolidating right up there. Today put in an all-time closing high, so good to be long that. Right now we're still using $50 as our stop. I think if we can get some more advance out of these, then we would probably be able to move up to say like 51 or 50.88. But for right now, I'm perfectly fine with 50. And as I said in the weekend update, I don't want to be too aggressive in trailing stops higher. I want to let these stocks work. I want to just give them some room. When we see an obvious support level, that's when I want to be able to move those stops. L brands, limited brands, you can see same thing. All right, consolidating at its highs. Look at where the 50-day moving average is, though. 50-day moving average is already down here at 66, so $5 away. So that's why I say the longer that these can consolidate, all right, that'll just give us more room and let these consolidate back to their support levels. Right now in L brands, we're using 63.36 as our stop. Pepsi up 0.02%. Okay, same thing, consolidating right there. This one, I'm a little curious with this if it's actually trying to break out or if it just needs some more time between 90 and 93. So right now that uptrend line is very much intact. $90 is a stop. But again, let it work. No need to micromanage the stock. They're working for us. And they might not go up every day, but over time we're hopeful that these go higher. Ross Stores, okay, another all-time high, so continues to make highs. But again, look at where the 50-day moving average is down here at 75, stocks at 80. So the longer that this potentially goes sideways and can consolidate, move back towards this trend line, the better off it's going to be for the longer term. Travelers, this one we entered, I believe it was the I think we entered on this day. This was the trigger we entered here on the 24th. All right, so we entered there. You can see 2 nice days, some follow through. So we entered Friday morning, Monday. So we have a nice little gain here. All right, from 96.64 to 98, $2. We'll take it. After the month we've had, we'll definitely take it. But you can see here that what I liked on this Travelers chart is it's not only breaking out of a daily consolidation, but it's also breaking out of a weekly one. All right, so that's going to give us a nice basis going forward, some nice support. You can see there's that trend line similar to this trend line right here. All right, so right now 91 is the stop there. And again, just let it work, let it do its thing, and hopefully in a month we'll still be talking about this one and where we got in was a good price. So that's it for the positions. Let's take a quick look at the watch list. Now I'll be honest, a lot of these look great. A lot of these are breaking out, but earnings are so close that we're going to be passing on most. But we'll go through them real quick. ABC, that's a nice breakout. If you want to take that, if you don't have an earnings rule like I do, 75 would be your stop. ACE, another one. Okay, this one actually had earnings, so now that I look at this, this is going to be another position for us. All right, so we're going to use 101 as our stop. This one didn't come up when I had checked earlier, so I apologize for that. So here's our stop level. You can see how these financials are performing very well. All right, so 101 is going to be the stop. We're going to enter tomorrow at the open. You see we finally got that breakout we were looking for over this 107.27 area. All right, sitting nicely right basically in the middle of that linear regression channel on the weekly, and it's been outperforming. All right, so like I said, we'll enter tomorrow at the open. We'll use 101 as our stop. Earnings have passed. Let's just verify that. 10:21 after the market. Okay, so that earnings went past. All right, you could see that it'll come up for me. So the estimate was 238, and they reported 264. So earnings have passed. We're in the clear. So ACE will be the next position we are adding to the portfolio tomorrow. And again, 101 will be the stop. Apologize for not seeing that earlier, guys. I didn't think that one broke out. CenturyLink is still in the middle of its range. Procter & Gamble, another one that we can enter. Actually, no, we can't. This is a Staples. All right, so we're not entering any more Staples stocks because our allocation in the portfolio is too high for Staples. So we're going to pass on this. But again, if you guys want to enter this one, you can use 8160, 8150, call it, as your stop. Lockheed Martin. This one looking good. Let's wait for a little bit more upside in this one. You could see how it did have this topping tail. So let's just wait and get a little bit more confirmation on Lockheed Martin. But this one looks good with probably a stop somewhere right around here, around 170, I would say. But that one, again, earnings have passed. So let's just give that another day or so. All right, Allstate, again, nice breakout. But you could see earnings are coming up in a couple days. If you want to take that one, I would put your stop down here right around 59. Nike. All right, Nike. This is a discretionary play, so we can actually take this. All right, this is going to be a little bit more aggressive than we normally would take, because what's going to happen here is 91.64. So if we take $90 off that, we put it around 82. So we couldn't go down here to 79. It's just too far away. We can put it right here at a full 10% at 82.50. I think 84 should be more than sufficient. Let's call it 83.75. All right, so we'll enter Nike tomorrow with a stop under 83.75. I'll take and just adjust this one real quick. We'll make this 83.75. And this is the great thing about having a process. I had no idea that these stocks broke out. When I last looked around lunchtime, they weren't. They hadn't. So, very simple process. We go through it at night. You could see how the 50-day moving average in these has pretty much defined this rally. And like I said, we can add a discretionary stock. We don't have any. We have one more slot available for a discretionary stock, and Nike's going to be it. I have no preconceived notions about Nike. I know, of course, what they do, but I couldn't tell you what the financials or what earnings they reported. Obviously, they reported some good earnings because there was a gap when they did, but finally we got that breakout over 91. All right, we probably could have used 90.50 as that level. So if we use 90.50 as that level, it looks like it's an even better breakout than what we had originally anticipated. Okay, it consolidated right at resistance, finally broke out. So again, we'll enter tomorrow at the open. 83.75 will be our stop. All right, so let me just mark these off. Mark that one and Nike. So on a day where not really much happened in the market, you could see how there are two stocks or several stocks that have had a nice advance. A couple that we can't take, obviously, a couple between PG and Allstate, ABC. They'll have earnings. PG, we're maxed out in that space. SPG, I'd like to give this a little bit more room as well. Let it actually give a nice clean breakout similar to LMT. VF Corp is right in that consolidation. RSG holding up nicely. Burke B. Okay, so that's really it. Might as well look at the last two. CTAS right below resistance, and Green Mountain Coffee. You can see that pulled back a little bit from its highs. So to recap, markets pretty much flat today. Hitting some resistance points. Positions look great. They're performing nicely. They're consolidating. We had a nice little day today. A nice little rebound. Nothing major, and that's fine. Just steady grind higher. And at the end of the day, we ended up entering 2 more positions, ACE for another financial stock and Nike. All right, so that's it for tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll catch you tomorrow with the next strategy session. Please make sure to follow me, StockTwits, Twitter, Google+. Hit that like button below, leave some comments, and be sure to share the video if you enjoyed it for everyone else's benefit. All right, see you tomorrow.